the world. All them dark days led to them bright nights. We play rough, grass stains on our clothes, we are not nice. It can rain fireballs, why the fuck you think that I got ice? If you hit the nigga with his head turned, nigga, they're not straight.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cold World, and I'm back with another Call of Duty video. And I know it has been a minute since I've actually posted a video, and honestly, it's been an even bigger minute since I posted a story time, especially since the last video I said I was going to upload a story time like 2 days after that. But I was still doing school. I finished the school semester now, so right now it's summertime. I don't really got anything to distract me, so hopefully I can be uploading videos on a daily, keep you guys entertained. But as you guys know, before we actually get into the story time, we're going to talk about the gameplay a little bit. So this clip was actually like from probably like a month ago, 5 weeks ago. So this was when the new Milano buff came out. I'm pretty sure this was the first day it came out actually, and I decided to use a class. And I actually managed to do good in the game, you know. I almost got a double nuke, died one off the double nuke. But other than that, I just went crazy. So let me give you all the attachments I used for this gun, and after that, we'll get straight on to the story time. So first off, for the muzzle, I used the SOCOM Eliminator for the muzzle, the 10.6 Task Force for the barrel, the Field Agent Grip for the underbarrel, the Salvo 55 round fast mag for the magazine, and the Airborne Elastic Grab for the handle. But now that you guys got your attachments for the gun, let's get straight into the story time. Alright, so as you guys can see from the title of the video, this video is going to be about my most memorable beatings, my most memorable ass whoopings, my most memorable licks, whatever you guys want to call it. Just know I got beat. Alright, so just like most of my other videos, this story time takes place back to when I was a kid, back in my elementary school days. So during this time, my mom had got this new computer that she would have for her business, and sometimes she would let me play on the computer. So you know, I download shit on the computer like Roblox and Wizard 101. Like those were my top two type of games I love playing on the computer, right? So one day, my mom wasn't using the computer early in the morning on a school day, so I said, fuck it, let me bring this shit to school, right? And I didn't even tell my mom that I brought my laptop, her laptop to the school, right? Because at the time, me personally, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it at the time. Now that I'm older, I see, like, you know, I should have asked. But at the time, I didn't think my mom would have a problem with it. So I brought my shit to class. You know, all the kids in my class are going crazy because usually you don't see a kid in grade 2 or 3 that brings a laptop to school, you know, that has that shit. So people are like, oh wow, that's so cool, where'd you get that from? And you know, I'm here capping my ass off. I'm like, yeah, this is my laptop and all that. So now that all these kids in my class think, you know, I got my own laptop, I get some cool points for this, you know. People that like I never really fuck with really started fucking with me and shit. And now that I really think about it, they didn't really fuck with me. They only fuck with the shit I had. Now that I'm like honestly thinking about it, they only care about the laptop. You know, I still had people that I really fucked with before at that school, like a big amount of people, but they're just like new people that are coming in asking if they can play my laptop or watch me play the game, just chilling with me. And I'm really realizing that they only fuck with me because I only brought the laptop. I was just a jit back then, so I ain't really care, because you know, attention was just attention back then, and that's all I wanted to be honest. But that's besides the point. So fast forward, school ends, and I'm on my way home, right? And my mom picks me up, and I'm like, Mom, yo, I had so much fun today. She asked me, like, you know, what did you do? I'm like, well, you know, I brought your laptop. And my mom looked at me, she's like, you brought what? I was like, yeah, I brought your laptop, you know, I was having fun with that shit. And she stopped the car, she looked at me, she's like, listen, this laptop is strictly for business. You are not allowed to bring my laptop anywhere without my permission. And she was dead serious, like dead serious, give me death stare and all that shit. I was scared for my life. Now let me tell you guys something about black parents. So if it's your first offense, right, like your first time doing it, usually, I'm not gonna say all the time, but usually, depending on how bad the first offense really is, they aren't gonna punish you, right? They're just gonna give you a warning. Now once that warning is done, your ass is getting beat. I'm telling you, there's no second chances with the shit, right? So since this was my first offense, my mom gave me a warning. She was like, listen, look at me in my eyes and listen to me when I'm speaking to you. So I'm there, right? Eyes open, staring at her there in the face, just listening. She's like, this is my last time telling you, do not bring my laptop anywhere without my permission. So I was like, okay, that's fine, I won't do it anymore. Boom. She's like, okay, if I catch you again, your ass is getting cut. So I was like, alright, bet. So once I told my mom I won't sneak her laptop anymore, the only thing that was going through my head was, dang, my 15 seconds of fame are over with. You know, like, what am I gonna do now? And plus, playing that shit during recess was top tier. Top tier. I don't care what anyone says, that shit was top tier. So in my head, I was like, I can't, like, you know, I gotta do this shit again. I gotta find a way to do this shit without getting in trouble. So obviously my first option was to ask for permission, since, you know, my mom said the only way you can take my laptop is if you have my permission. So I said, boom, that shit should not be too hard. I asked about like 3 to 5 times and her answer was always no, off rip. Just no. She wasn't even using it, it'd just be no. So I'd be like, what the fuck, like, what's the point of even asking if she's just gonna say no, right? So boom, here comes my second option. Cause, you know, I needed that laptop. So what I would do is, every time, my mom would always leave her laptop like under like this little coffee table in the living room, and she would have to drive me to school, right? So my mom usually has a daily routine, is when we're downstairs, she's making breakfast, and after that, she does her makeup in the bathroom, right? So my plan was to perfectly sneak the laptop into the car before my mom can notice, right? And usually my mom keeps her keys with her, so I can't go into the car myself. So my other plan was to sneak it onto me. So that means I had to stash it in my bag or stash it in like my hoodie or some shit. So usually my bag is filled with shit, so I can't even do that. Like, now that I think about it, I should have just taken some shit out of my bag and then put the laptop in. But, you know, my ass was too stupid to think of that. So basically, I stuffed the laptop in my hoodie while I'm wearing the hoodie. So I look like a fat ass robot, like, no cap. I had a rectangle ass torso, and the only reason why my mom didn't even notice that I had that shit on me is because I was always just like hold my school bag like at the front of me, so like basically on my stomach, so she could never tell, right? And I would do this routine daily. Like, I mean, like, I would do it like about like 4 to 3 times a week, right? And I would never get caught until this one day. This one day was the day that fucked everything up for me. So basically, it just felt like another normal day at school, right? With my laptop, you know, I get my street cred, I get my little popularity check-in using my laptop, having fun. And at the end of the school, I would take the school bus that would drop me off to my daycare, right? So as I get to daycare, I'm using my laptop like crazy. And sometimes, you know, at the daycare, there's like special activities you're supposed to be doing at the daycare sometimes. You know, they check if you have homework. But me, I did not give a fuck about any of that shit. Any of it. I was on my game 24/7. If a teacher tried talking to me, I was on my game. I was ignoring them. And I guess the teacher did not like that shit at all. So once it came time to my mom picking me up, my teacher decided to talk to my mom about it. She pulled us to the side and she's like, I don't think your son should be like bringing the laptop here anymore or anything like that. And the moment the teacher brought up the word laptop, my mom looked over to me. She was like, oh really? Bro, I almost pissed my pants. So from that moment, I just knew I was a dead man walking, basically. Like, in my head, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm done. The Grim Reaper is right beside me. I'm done. Like, I'm dead for it. So we get into the car and we're driving, right? And everything seemed normal, and which was super weird because usually the ritual, like, you know, routine is her to start to cuss me out in the car, right? But she didn't do any of that shit, right? So I was like, hold on, nothing's happening. I'm just gonna go with it. She stops by the gas station. She's like, oh, you know, do you want some snacks or something maybe? And I was like, oh shit, yeah, let me get a Doritos real quick because I'm hungry, I'm starving. So she's like, okay, she gets me the Doritos, and in my mind I'm like, yo, did she forget already? Like, does she not care? Am I actually gonna like get away with this? So we get home, right? And I sit in the living room. She's like, oh yeah, can I have the laptop please? So I was like, oh shoot, yeah, my fault mom, here you go, I didn't mean to take it, right? She's like, oh, it's fine. So I'm like, oh, okay, good. She takes the laptop, she sits it down on a coffee table, and I just felt the energy shift. Like, I swear to God, it went from sunshines and rainbows to hell. Like, I felt pressure the moment she put that laptop down on the coffee table. She turns around and looks at me, and I I ran to the other side of the coffee table because, you know, there's a coffee table in between us, so she can't get me. And she's like, you better come back here right now. And I said, I can't do that. I'm not getting my ass beat today. I can't do that. She tried chasing me around the coffee table. I run around. So we basically running around in circles around the coffee table. And she's here screaming. She's like, when I catch you, I'm going to cut your ass. I was like, oh nah, I cannot do this. So she comes around a football, right? One of my old footballs, because I used to play football. She picks it up and she tosses that shit at me. And my dumb ass decided to do something that you are never supposed to do with a black parent. I don't know the rules with any other types of parents, but I know specifically for me, with my black mom, you are never supposed to catch something that she throws at you, right? You're just supposed to stand there like a dumbass and let it hit, or else shit's gonna be worse. So basically, my dumbass decided to catch the football, and my mom looks at me, and then for some reason I felt bold, right? So I decided to roll the football back to her like a dumbass. Once that shit happened, she got super angry, and I don't know where she got this burst of speed from, but I swear she could have ran faster than Usain Bolt because she was moving so fast. And she caught me by the leg, and boom, it was the end of that story. I got my ass beat, and that was that. But honestly, for the people that are listening to this story and might think my mom's crazy, I promise you, my mom does not hate me. She's not a child abuser or anything like that. You know, she loves me a lot, and I love her a lot. And honestly, it's just shit that happens. You know, you get disciplined as a kid, and I feel like if I didn't get disciplined as a kid, I probably would have been way worse, to be honest with you guys. But if you guys enjoyed the story time, make sure you guys turn on your post notifications, leave a like, and subscribe. And other than that, guys, I'm out. Peace.
It's a cold world. All them dark days led to them bright nights. We play rough. Grass stains on our clothes. We are not nice. Rain fireballs. Why the fuck you think that I got ice? If you hit the nigga with his head turned, nigga, they're not striped.